Hello, and welcome to another Shoe the Flu instructional video. This time, we will be demonstrating how to properly pack vaccines on days that we have clinic, and what you can expect in the mornings. Vaccine packing will be taking place in the mailroom. To the right of where you enter, you will see a refrigerator. On the refrigerator, you will see two documents in a plastic cover. The first is a vaccine transportation log. The second is a vaccine bundling list. This document will have information such as the school, vaccination date, and an estimated count of how many of each flu vaccine will be needed. Use these two documents to guide you as you pack your vaccines. Always be sure to document how much of each vaccine is taken from the refrigerator in the space provided. Once the vaccines are packed and are picked up by the courier, you will need to properly document the vaccine transportation log as well. You can see in this example that all the required information is filled, initialed, and dated by the vaccine packer. Inside the refrigerator, you will also see the vaccines that you will be using to pack the coolers. And below the vaccines, on the bottom shelf, you will see the temperature probes. The ice blocks used to keep the vaccines cool will be located in a white chest freezer adjacent to the refrigerators. This styrofoam box next to the freezer is used to sweat the ice packs. Each evening before leaving for the day, the ice packs will need to be moved from the freezer to this sweat box in order to use them to pack the coolers the next morning. This prevents the temperatures of the vaccines from dropping too low, which may cause them to freeze and be rendered unusable. Taped on the underside of the lid, in each cooler, you will find the optimum vaccine temperature range of 36 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. On the side, in front of each cooler will be a plastic sleeve in which to insert a card that contains information on the school that the vaccines are headed to. On the adjacent side, underneath the handle, will be a plastic holder that the data logger can later be slid into in order to secure it to the cooler. Our immunization nurse Crystal will now demonstrate how to properly pack vaccines. We will start packing the vaccines by placing 3 ice packs into each of the 2 bubble wrap sleeves. Please note that the amount of ice packs used in each cooler will be dependent on how many boxes of vaccines will be in the cooler. A general guideline of how many ice packs per amount of vaccine will be provided. Another factor to consider is that substantially large quantities will be placed in a larger cooler. However, the premise is the same. Next, get the plastic bag that will hold the vaccines and make sure there is a sticker with the school's name, vaccination date, and the lot numbers of the vaccines. Insert the manila folder containing the appropriate material. Each manila folder should at least contain the vaccine lot stickers. Next, you want to take the vaccines out of the refrigerator and put them into the bag along with the manila folder. If you look on the back of your data logger, there will be a letter. Take the probe out of the refrigerator that corresponds with that specific data logger. Plug the probe into the data logger and make sure that it's ready for use. Now, this image of a log-tag data logger is showing a temperature of negative 199.9 degrees Fahrenheit. This is actually an error message. Please take note that there is no probe cable attached to the data logger. This error message occurs when you attempt to start recording temperatures before a probe cable is attached. If this occurs, the lead vaccine packer will need to recalibrate it by connecting it to a docking device. He or she will need to follow the separate instructions for recalibrating the device. Once the log tag is recalibrated, the screen will read ready, and you can connect it to the probe and proceed with vaccine packing. Please always make sure that the temperature probe cable is connected before you attempt to start recording. If your data logger is ready to use, we can continue with packing the vaccines. Start packing the cooler by placing one of the bubble wrap sleeves containing 3 ice packs into the bottom of the cooler. Next, place the bag containing the vaccines on top of the ice. Here we see our nurse Crystal placing the temperature probe into the center of the vaccine boxes. Place the second bubble wrap sleeve containing 3 more ice packs on top of the bag of vaccines, and close the lid. Place the data logger into the side holder. Your vaccines are now packed, and all that is left is to fill out the vaccine transportation log once the courier arrives.